السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا. Marhaban. Welcome, guys, to this live stream. Hope you guys are having a fantastic time, enjoying yourselves. Okay, so let me just. Don't know why it looks a bit dark here. Just fix the setting a bit. Should be okay. Okay, that's a bit brighter. All right, so ahlan wa sahlan, guys. Welcome. My name is Yakat Zaman, as you guys all know, or as some of you guys know. Some of you guys might not know. And if you don't know, then make sure you check out my YouTube channel, Roots of Knowledge. I'm just going to go on Instagram just to see if there's anyone on Instagram that wants to watch this. So, mashallah, this week has been a very nice week. It's been, weather's been okay, mu'tadil, medium weather. But it's been, it hasn't been as hot as in the past weeks. Let's just say that. Okay, let me just go on here. Q&A. Post your questions. Wa alaikum assalam. Asir Ali. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan. I think it's a bit too bright, you know. I think a bit too bright. A bit too much noor. Too much noor coming off my clothes. Okay, that's better. Can't too much noor coming off my clothes. See, that's with one light off. That's with the light on. Right, so Masir Ali, ahlan wa sahlan. Muhammad, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan. Hope you guys are well, enjoying yourselves, having a wonderful week as well, like me. Sarah, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome. Masir Ali, what does Allah doesn't burden a soul with more than what it can bear mean? It means to do with legal rulings. So basically, Allah will never bring a legal rule which is going to be too burdensome for us to be able to do. Like Allah will never make us pray a salat on the top of Mount Everest, right? Because it's going to be too burdensome. So Allah only burdens people in ahkam, in religious law. So it's got nothing to do with tribulations and stuff like that. No. Assalamu alaikum, Rudaw Abdurrahman. Ahlan wa sahlan, jazakallah khair. Thank you very much, Rudaw. Ahlan wa sahlan. So, yeah, setup. By the way, yeah, setup, inshallah. I keep saying to you guys, I'm going to show you guys my setup, inshallah, behind the scenes setup. But I don't know, it's just doesn't come to my mind. I'm going to try to see if I can get this light a bit brighter here. See, what happens is when I wear white, yeah, this is what happens with the camera. When I wear white, it adjusts the color. So you notice the color just seems a bit yellowy for some reason. I don't know why that is. Yeah, it just seems a bit more yellow. And if I wear black or dark colors, it's actually much better quality. So it's a weird thing. You gotta get the camera, the lighting all right for depending on what clothes you wear as well. Headache. Zubair Kashmiri, wa alaikum assalam. Sir, I'm a student of Islamic studies doing masters. Kindly suggest the authentic, detailed Sirah book. Lots of love. So, ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome, Brother Zubair. Hope you're having a wonderful time. I would suggest one of the best Sirah books to read is Sirah Ibn Hisham. Yeah, Sirah Ibn Hisham is probably the one that everyone goes to. So, Sirah Ibn Hisham, that would be the one that we resort to. Sheikh, I got a question. I've split into 6 parts. Oh, I thought you said I've split into 6 parts, like you've been cut up into 6 parts. Okay, 1 second. Let's just check a question here. So, Mukid Sheikh, I'd like to thank you for uploading during your videos on YouTube. I am benefiting a lot. Jazakallah khair. Mukid, may Allah bless you and give you barakah in your studies and time and your efforts. Thank you very much. I love that feedback. I know feedback seems to be a bit insincere when people say, I like hearing your feedback. But honestly, when you guys give feedback and you kind of mention how it's benefited you, it motivates me. So, sometimes praising people in their face is a good thing, because it's a means of motivation. It's like telling people that, what, you benefit from the stuff. And then it kind of makes me think, what, let me put more effort into this, because there's other people like Mukit out there who are benefiting from my videos. So alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. Okay, wanted to ask concerning my insurance issue. It's become quite a bit of a headache since I don't really know what aspects is halal and what isn't. My car is now write-off according to insurance, so they will look at my car value and give me that much back. But you said I cannot keep anything beyond the premium. So when faced with a seemingly impossible situation, how should we react? Can we expect that because Allah gave... Okay, so, all right. Okay, so okay, so these 6 parts, are they 6 separate questions, or are they... So basically, you are allowed, if they're gonna pay for the car, you're allowed to take that money, because they are technically buying your car off you. So that would be permissible. Whatever amount they're gonna give you, that's fine, because they're taking your car off you. So then, when faced with a seemingly impossible situation, how should we react? Can we expect that because Allah gave us a situation, then He also gave us a solution? Yes, that sounds like a good answer. Definitely. Remember, in life, let's say someone falls into the middle of the ocean and they can't swim. So what we have to understand is that difficulties are going to face everyone. It doesn't mean you're going to be you're going to come out scratchless from a difficulty, or it doesn't even mean you're going to be successful from a difficulty. It just means that you have to bear patience. That's the thing. That's the main thing. So any difficulty you go through, any illness you've got, any hardship in life you're going through, any problem at all, just remember how to maneuver yourself around it. Yeah, that is the main solution. How you go around that. So it's not that, every situation that you can bear. Allah would never give you a situation except that you can bear it. No. Number 3, I now have another car and want to transfer my insurance over to that new car. Yes, you can. If I have paid 1,200 for my insurance on the old car and the new insurance is 1,000 for the new car, I will save £200 since I already paid my insurance in this full year. Alhamdulillah. My question is, if they now pay me for my car's market value, am I correct in thinking I won't be able to keep any of that since I have already paid? No. So like I said, the car is going to be like they're buying it off you, because it doesn't belong to them, is it? So they're paying you, and then that car, they're taking that car. Since they will just transfer that insurance policy on my old car. Yeah, so the policy is different. The policy would be different. My English language is not good. Can we learn it with reading Quran and Hadith and Sirah? So Sirah ibn Hisham is in Arabic. It's not in English. It's in Arabic, yeah. Yes, so that's the latest, guys. That's what's happening. Today I got my black imama on, as you can see. It's just the same imama I wear every week. It's not like another one. And I got my nice tea over here. As you can tell, today I'm drinking English tea, and the milk hasn't really mixed properly with the rest of the tea. So you can see 2 layers there. This isn't some sort of like special designer tea or something, right? This is just... Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. Be good. What subject should you have mastered in order to have a better understanding when studying Hidayah? So if you want to study Hidayah, what are the prerequisites before starting Hidayah? So you should have covered at least Quduri. So you should at least know what the masala is, right? So Quduri. Number 2 is you should have at least studied a basic text in Usul Fiqh. So like my 28 lessons of Usul Fiqh, you should have at least covered something like that. Number 3, you should be able to read Arabic text on your own. So you should be able to pick up Hidayah and just read it on your own and be able to translate at least 80% of it on your own, I would say. If you have these 3 things, I think you're ready for Hidayah. These are the bare minimum requirements. So if I transfer insurance to another car and it's £1,000, am I allowed to keep the extra? Yes. Yeah. You would be allowed to. Yeah, Allah. So anyway, that's the That's the latest. Yes, last week, remember I told you I went to Snowdon. So my legs were killing me after. Yeah, legs were killing me. I think I'd done about 28,000 steps altogether. Or actually more than 20,000. Did about, I think, maybe about 12 miles walking. Maybe 12, 13 miles. Yeah, 12, 13 miles of walking. So it was like very painful. Monday I was in pain. Tuesday, Wednesday was a bit okay. Then Thursday, Friday's okay. Yeah. But one thing I've noticed is because of all that walking, Alhamdulillah, you know, my legs are feeling good now. I mean, I did some running, and I was able to run quite a lot. So Alhamdulillah, my legs are. So I'm gonna keep up that momentum, inshallah. So what bit is haram here regarding the premium? Okay, so basically, when it comes to insurance, let me explain to you insurance. So let's say, for example, this is a car. I go to the insurance company and I say to the insurance company, I need to insure this car. So on a yearly basis, I'm going to give them a lump sum of money, a lump of money, and I'm gonna that money that I give them. This is going to be considered to be if anything was to happen to the car or someone else's car, then they're going to pay me or they're going to pay them. Yeah, that's basically the idea over here. So this is considered to be a impermissible contract. It's considered a bait fasid, a defective contract, we call it. So let's say, for example, I hit my car into someone else's and they get damaged. Instead of them taking the money from me, they take it from the insurance. Insurance will pay for me. They're like like you said, the guarantors, right? So they have like guaranteed they're gonna pay. Now, what if my car gets damaged and they were to pay for the fixing of my car? That is the part which we're talking about, the premium. Yeah. So if they were to give you money for injuries or anything like that, that is where it's a bit dubious. Yeah. Insurance is not allowed anyway, but we've only said that it's allowed because of the necessity, because you need it in this society. And the like, if they're gonna take your car and pay you for it, that's basically them buying the car off you. And all the money premiums that you put into it, you kind of can assume that you can take that. Now, obviously, there's lots of questions that would apply, but this isn't the time for it. So I hope that answers. If you got any other specific questions that you need help with, then email me, inshallah. I'll be happy to explain to you there. But that's the general theory. What would be the ideal requirements for studying Hidayah, or better yet, what was the old standard? Yeah, that's the one I just said. Can you explain what is Ilm al-Arud and Urud? So Ilm al-Arud is basically understanding the rhythms of poetry. It is a science that is not necessary to study. You do not need to study it to learn the Quran or Hadith. It's simply just something extra. Right? So it's just teaching you the rhythms of poetry. So poetry follows about between 16 to 24 rhythms. So you learn those. So whenever you read a poem, you'll be able to identify which rhythm this belongs to. And if the poem is sound, so if it's sound or if it's a defective poem, you'll be able to tell. Muhammad Fahim, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's your opinion on reading Quran on phone without wudu? My opinion is that you should not do it. That's my opinion. But if you had some sort of a cover and if you're not touching the screen, then I would say it'd be okay. And I know some other people do allow it, but I personally don't feel inclined towards that. I hate it, don't you? Yeah, no, it's not for everyone. Yeah, not everyone will like it. It's very, very sort of like tough in some parts of it. Rudaw, is paradise eternal? Can God see the end of paradise? Allah knows best, brother. Allah knows best. Zob, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Is there any basis to not eating food that fell out of your mouth because it's not meant for you? I haven't come across anything with that. I haven't come across anything. Yeah, so like I was saying, so I did that. Alhamdulillah, it was a good experience. I love climbing mountains in these places, like challenging, and in fact, where I'm from in Pakistan, there is basically a mountain range. It's like a mountain range, and our village is in the mountain. So you can almost say that I'm born for that kind of lifestyle. No. I mean, sometimes I think to myself, how did these people climb up, K2 mountain or Everest mountain. That is a tough challenge. That's not like walk in the park. It's not like something easy, a breeze, or you just go and do it. It's something you're planning for, and you need a lot of stamina for that. Umair, أهلا وسهلا وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا. Will you continue tafsir Surah Al-Baqarah? Yes, inshallah. Hopefully, inshallah, I will continue putting those up. If I have a phone case that covers the phone. Okay, are you Pathan? Yes, I am Pathan. Masid Ali, you still don't know? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un, bro. My screen but is attached to my phone and I read Quran. Yeah, so as long as, like, if you have a cover on your phone, like for example, I got a cover on my phone, so this is a cover, and you touch the cover, I wouldn't see a problem with that. But then the only issue is that the screen. I would say if you can touch the screen without touching the ayats of the Quran and just move it like that, that's okay. But touching your fingers on the ayats, I would say no. Is there any problem with two drawstrings hanging down from a hoodie during Salah? No, I've never come across anything like that. Since pre-Islamic poetry has nuances in grammar due to tribe, etc., are such nuances taught in classical Arabic courses? I know modern, yes, they are. Yeah, so basically you have to study, like if you study advanced books on Arabic grammar, that's where they cover these issues. Yeah, they'll cover these. And if you're going to study like advanced, obviously, classical poetry, then you'll come across like variations in certain dialects and certain rules. Yeah, definitely. Muhammad Prairie, ahla wa sahla, my brother from Chicago. What's happening, bro? What's the latest in Chicago? What's Biden Saab saying? Mr. Biden Saab. Yeah, is he kind of good with you guys? Also, if you intend to awake for tahajjud, are you supposed to delay witr till after tahajjud? So it's good to do so. It is good. It's like a good thing. It's not necessary. It's good to delay it, and you pray at the end. Kamran, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan, my brother. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi Hassan. My friend Ariva prayed Jummah with me. We joined second rakat and told him to follow me. When the Imam did taslim, he moved his head to the right a little, but I pressed my elbow on him and stood. Is that okay? Yes. Yeah, that would be okay. Because you're not communicating with him, you're just alerting him. Yeah, so that would be fine. I wouldn't see a problem in that. Hambre Prairie, I know I've asked this before. In the first year of the Alamiya program, what are the main things the student should have mastered by the end of the year? So it depends where you study. So I can tell you from a Sufa. So in a Sufa, our aim and objective after year one is the student should be able to read any text, any part of Qasas al-Nabiyin, and should be able to translate it. Yeah. Should be able to break down a sentence, an ayah of the Quran or a hadith or a sentence grammatically, like what each word is. Is it an ism? Is it a fi'l? Is it a harf? Is it singular, dual, plural? Is it ma'rif, nakira? Is it marfu, mansub, majrur, and why? Should be able to write Arabic and should be able to speak basic communication Arabic. Yeah, I think those are the bare minimum things after year one that a student should have. Is it okay to pray Sunnah prayers at home and going to the masjid? Yes, you can do that. Mufti, if one has cracked feet, sometimes cotton gets stuck in the cracks. Is it a barrier? No, it won't be a barrier. It'd be fine. Is there a science called Ilmul Jadal, and what is it? I read somewhere scholars talking about it. Yeah, so Ilmul Jadal basically is debating. Yeah, it's debating. It's just a science of how to articulate yourself. So like if you're debating a flat earther, so you believe the earth's round, they believe the earth's flat, how would you debate them? How are you going to present your argument? How are you going to like look at their argument, dismantle their argument? So this is what it is. It's basically a course that will help you to articulate yourself better when you're debating with someone. That's what it is. It's not from the Sahaba, it's not from the Tabi'in, it's not from any of them. It's just something which Muslim scholars in the past like devised. يا نور، أهلا وسهلا أهلا وسهلا أخي فريش برنس، كيف ستقضي عطلة نهاية الأسبوع؟ إن شاء الله أنا سوف أكمل بعض الحوائج التي يعني كانت عندي، وأيضا ممكن أحتاج أن أستلم دراجتي في المحلة، إن شاء الله سأستلمها، ثم نعم هذا عندي وسأستريح كثيرا. Sorry for the questions. If I am praying and find some food in my mouth, what should be done to the grains of food? If it's small, it's fine. Ignore it. If it's large, then you can spit it out if there's a place to spit, or you can put it in a tissue, put your hand in tissue, put it in tissue, put it back in your pocket. What is the objective of your 17 lessons? The aim of 17 lessons basically is for a student to be able to understand the major rules of Arabic language, be able to implement them in the Quran, and to translate. That's the three major. Was the Prophet ﷺ see Allah? Brother, Allah knows best, brother Radwa. If a person was unaware that saying I divorce you as a joke still counts and had done it in the past, will it have counted? If a person didn't know these kind of things, then just leave ignorance as a bliss for them. With the Usul Hadith classes, we're like, Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair, Jazakallah khair. I need to do something else, some more advanced Usul Hadith, inshallah. Last insurance question. Am I allowed to negotiate how much they should pay me for my car? Yes, because it's a purchase. It's a purchase, so you can deal with that. Kamran, does that mean the Sahaba and Tabi'in used to avoid debates because of the controversy? Of the controversy of what? The controversy of? I'm not sure I understood that. I've studied 3 Medina books and Al-Jumiyya from YouTube. Ahlan wa sahlan, mashallah Ali. Are birthday candles haram? No. My uncle wants to do a birthday party for his 5-year-old. No, they're not haram. And tea, and no tea and chocolate today. My chocolates are finished, guys. Officially, my chocolates are finished. I mean, I've got obviously local chocolates, but my, stylish chocolates, they're finished. I've got some grasshoppers, if you want to see me eat them. Need to learn ilm al-jadal then. Yeah, actually, you need ilm al-jadal for the insurance company. Can a person say Bismillah in the toilet for wudu or in his head? It's best to say in his head. Yeah. Ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. Gheed, ahlan wa sahlan. Are you able to give basic dream interpretations? So let me tell you about myself and dream interpretations. Yeah, I am not an expert in dream interpretations, but I can interpret my own dreams and the dreams of people I know very, very well. So if I know someone very, very well, I can interpret their dreams, because dream interpretations is strongly tied to the behavior of people and the lifestyle of people. Yeah, so the dream interpretations of people who live in the UK is going to be different from the dream interpretations of people who live in Pakistan or India or Bangladesh or in America and different places, because the dream interpretation is to do with symbols, and those symbols have to do something with your life. Just like when Yusuf alayhi salam, in his time, the symbols were of, fat cows and thin cows and wheat and all that. Those were things that were common to that time. So this is when people think they can just ask a scholar a dream and the scholar can interpret the dream straight away. I'm very suspicious about people having the ability to interpret anyone's dream anyhow. I think that's a skill only reserved for very, very few people. But generally, it's about it's about trying your best to try and look at that person's situation. So if I know a person very, very well and they ask me a dream, I can roughly kind of almost probably 60-70% get it right. That's what I would say. Ilm al-jadal. No, Sahaba used to debate, but they didn't have it codified. They didn't have this whole system of debating codified. Is it necessary to place a sutra in front of when praying? It's recommended. Raffaello are my favorite chocolates now. Oh, right. You know what? They taste a bit fake, to be honest. They taste a bit too sugary. My dad slept on a sofa really lightly. If hypothetically I removed the back of the sofa, he definitely would have woken. Has his wudu. So he slept on the sofa, meaning where his buttocks are pressed on the seat. Yeah, like was he sitting like this, like me, and gone to sleep like this, saying. If that's the case, and he believes that his sleep wasn't heavy, then it's fine. But if he believes his sleep was heavy, then his wudu would have broken. Muhammad, alhamdulillah, it's like a weight has been lifted on my shoulders. May Allah bless you and your health. Ameen, ameen. Jazakallah khair. This is a Friday dua that's going to be accepted, inshallah. Muhammad Fahim, ahlan wa sahlan. Rudo, are your video copyrighted? I mean, they copyrighted, on YouTube, but not like there's not like a law case. Our friends would like to translate. Yes, tafaddal, you can translate them into Kurdish, inshallah. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan. Wa alaikum assalam, Abdul Majid. Ahlan wa sahlan, my brother Abdul Majid. Long time no see. Kya hal hai? Khairiyat se hai? I wonder when we're going to meet next, bro. Muhammad Fahim, we remove all water or 20 buckets of arak dyes and bloats in a pool of water. So basically, the rule in Hanafi fiqh is this: if an animal dies in a well, right, a well, this is specifically for well, then if the animal is bloated, it begins to swell and begins to decompose, all the water has to be removed from the well. But if it doesn't decompose, if it's only been there for a few hours or so, then you only have to remove, if it's an animal that can fit in your hand, you remove 20 to 30 buckets. If it's an animal that can fit in two hands, you remove up to 60 buckets, some say 50. And if it's larger than that, then you remove all the water. This is a well. As for a small pond, if you've got a pond in your garden and an animal dies in there, you have to remove all the water and put fresh water in. Yeah, otherwise, that water will be considered to be impure. If it's a large pool, like a swimming pool, animal died, just take the animal out and the rest of the water is fine. Is the Sutra of Imam sufficient for Jama'ah? Yes, that's right. Do you know what Alfiya ibn Malik has, which doesn't? Lots of things. Yeah, Alfiya ibn Malik has lots of things. Like the difference between Ajurumiyya and Alfiya Malik is like you have a big, massive bucket of water, and Ajurumiyya is like a small cup. It's like that. Is saying good luck shirk? No. Good luck is not shirk because it's just the saying that we say. So for us, like you might see something and you might see as like something that was random. Yeah. So it's like saying, do you believe in things are random? Is it shirk to believe in randomness? Is it shirk to believe in accidents? Obviously, we know everything happens with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But these kind of statements of good luck and these kind of things are metaphorical, figurative. They're based upon how we perceive things. So it's not based upon belief that we really think that there's a power besides Allah called luck and it makes things happen in the universe. If that person believes in that, then that is problematic. Which salahs are those that you can pray out aloud in? So you can actually pray out aloud if you're on your own in any salat you want. But if you're the imam, then you must read aloud in Maghrib, Isha, and Fajr, basically the dark prayers, the prayers that take place in the dark. And the day prayers, the two of the day prayers, Zuhr and Asr, the imam must recite silently. For Rafaelo Rashay wannabes. Oh, right. They're like with the alims, yeah. That's a good one. I like that one. Definitely. Do you have any advice on time management? Yes. Deep Work, the book I showed you guys last week. Yeah, this book. Get yourself this book, Zob. Zob, get yourself this book. This really opens your eyes up to the reality of how we work. Yeah, I definitely recommend that. If you don't want to buy it, you can listen to the audio on YouTube. In the position you showed us sleeping on the chair, would wudu not break because taking support from arms and on armrest? Good question this is. So basically the Hanafis, there's two positions in the Hanafis about this posture. I call this the motorway posture. Yeah, so let's say, for example, I'm like this. You can see me resting, reclining. So because my buttocks are firmly on the seat, one group of Hanafis says wudu will not break, even if it's heavy sleep. However, another group of Hanafis, including Imam Tahawi, has said that if the object was to be moved and you fall and you don't wake up until you hit the ground, that means the sleep was heavy and therefore your wudu broke. So basically, if you move the thing and the person got up, that means their sleep wasn't heavy. Hope that helps. Abdul Majid, alhamdulillah, let me see into the future tonight, inshallah. Just in case someone throws a fatwa kufr. Too late, bro. Too late. Too late. Done. It's done. It's done, bro. Time for your response. Some of our Maktab students have finished the Islamic curriculum by Al Nasiha. What could we teach them now? They are roughly 14, 15. So, what I would suggest, 14, 15-year-olds, what you need to teach them is this. You need to teach them, in your own words, like what Islam is about, like important life skills about Islam. So, make a list. What I would suggest, make a list of important life skills that you want to talk about to them. And it could be like really kind of maybe topics that you might find people don't want to talk about in today's times. So you have that. For example, treating parents well, being good to your neighbors. These are like common ones, aren't they? But things like LGBTQ, things talking about this to them openly, talking about having relationships with girls, boys, etc. Talking about alcohol, gangs, these kind of things, and bringing the Islamic element to it, because that's the age where they like to think. That's one of the important things. Second thing that you need to do with that age is, the Quran. You need to start going through the Quran with them, the meaning of the Quran. Yeah, so you can summarize a surah with them and go through it. I think those two things are very important in our times today, because they're not going to learn those things in a structured manner. Yeah, so can a Maliki student study the Hanafi madhab in the Alimiya course? Of course, yes, definitely. Where do you live? I live in the UK in a city called Birmingham, or like we say, Birmingham. So have you noticed this thing? People who are from a particular location, they say the name of their city or place in the best way. Have you noticed that? Like, think about where you're from. Think about where you're from, and then try to say it. Try to say it yourself, and then try to listen to other people say the name of your city. Like, okay, tell me where you're from, and I'll try to say the name of your city, and you tell me if it sounds strange, like if it doesn't sound proper. So I know if a person is from Birmingham, right? See how I just said it, Birmingham. It's like people who say Pakistan. It's like, is it not Pakistan? So because they're from there, they're gonna say Pakistan, yeah. And it's just, I don't know. It's like you can't uneducate yourself from that. What if there's a source supplying the well continuously? Yeah, so I basically, Muhammad Fahim, I've actually done a whole video on this on my Kuduri. If you go to my Kuduri videos, because you're asking about a pool, aren't you? Or you're asking about a well or pool? So I've actually got on my YouTube channel. Cleaning wells starts from this. About 4 or 5 videos I've done on this whole discussion. Yeah, so wells. Okay, so Alfiya is way more detailed than Ajrumiya. When you read the commentaries, they just start to go into many different opinions. Yeah, that's right. In your Kuduri, you mentioned that if a person has a broken leg, oh right, you have watched the Kuduri, and walking into the bathroom to do his wudu would be damaging. He can do tayammum. Is this the case even if someone can help him? So according to Abu Hanifa, yes, it will be the case. But if there is someone who definitely will help him, like for example his son or someone, then his son should take him. What is the current fidya amount for missed salats for my grandma who passed away? It's the same amount that you give for Eid. So find out locally how much you give for Eid, your Eid al-Fitr. For each salat, that's for one salat. How's the weather in Birmingham? It's kind of almost autumny, kind of autumn. For some strange reason, the trees are still green, but it's kind of slowly transforming into autumn. You're saying Allahu Akbar Sunnah in prayer? Saying Allahu Akbar Sunnah in prayer. According to Hanafis, it's considered to be fard. So is it recommended to try to study the Alfiya after 3 Medina books? You can try, yeah. You can try, but it depends how the teacher teaches it. If the teacher simply just there's a basic explanation with examples, then it's fine. Yeah, a basic explanation with example, then it's fine. So, for example, like, um, there's a Alfiya ibn Malik I've seen of, I think it's Sheikh Muhammad Saleh Uthaymeen. I think he has one. It's very, very nice and easy to follow. Very simple. Wa alaikum assalam, Kazmat has, man, that is the third fatwa today. Three, you know what they say about three? You know what they say about three fatwas on a person? What is Mawsuli's Mukhtar? Is that to be studied after Kuduri? Yes. So what you can do is when you're studying Kuduri, study the Mukhtar with it. So every time I explain something Kuduri, open the Mukhtar and then read that. That will save you time. You kind of kill two birds with one stone. You're welcome, Inayat Mu'eed. Wa alaikum assalam. Any advice you have for newborn children and parents? Best thing to do at this stage? No, unfortunately, I don't have any children myself. So, anyone who's got any advice for Mu'eed and new children, newborns, please do advise. Baruta, Patwa, Rawalpindi, Chowk. Whoa, Baruta. That sounds like some kind of like some sort of like a Jamaican. That sounds like some sort of Jamaican word. Baruta. Patwa. Arnaud, ahlan wa salam, alaikum assalam, my brother. Long time no see. I hope you're well. I hope you are well in the part of the world that you are in. Should I say Ameen when the Imam makes dua during the Friday khutbah? So if it's in the khutbah, Hanafi say in your heart, make it in your heart silently. If Quduri mentioned there is khilaf between Abu Hanifa and his students on a masla, which position should we take? You don't take any position. You're not ready for positions yet. So for now, you just follow whatever your teacher tells you. Is Sheikh Zaid traveling these days? Haven't heard from him. No, he was there in Jummah today. Yeah, he was there in Jummah today. Abdul Majid, salams from Safiya and Safura. I gotta wave at both of you now. Okay, so this right hand is for Safura and the left hand is for Safiya. Okay, because right means right is better than left. So right hand for Safura because you're a good girl, and Safiya is I mean she's a good girl, but she's not like a good girl as you because you've been a longer good girl than her. You've been a good girl for 5 years, isn't it? 5 years, yeah. So she's only been a good girl for a few months. So that means you're a better girl than her, and that means in life you're always going to be better than her. Look at that logic, Abdul Majid. See how I explained it? Haidar Ali, can I get exam paper for Kuduri, please? Yeah, email me, inshallah, and I will send you exam paper. Hansa, Ahla wa do you teach Heirs of the Scholars? Yes, I teach Heirs of the Scholars. Advice for those who start their Islamic studies late 20s, 30s. Ahla wa sahlan. Just the same advice I'd give to people who start in their 20s and 30s is the same advice I'll give to people who start earlier on. Is just work hard. It's all about working hard. Attend each lesson. Try your best to understand what the teacher says. Try to go over any gaps in your understanding. Yeah, and try to memorize it. That's basically what knowledge is. Seeking knowledge is basically about that. Yeah, it's just about trying to retain all the information as best as you can. Safura is super chuffed. Good job, Safiya. Don't understand. Exactly. Sheikh, do you plan to make durus on Hayd, like starting the book Dukhrul Muta'ahilin? I've actually done, I've got a series on my YouTube, on my uruk.com for Hayd that I've made a whole way to work it out. It's based upon Dukhrul Muta'ahilin. Yeah, so I've got that on there. So it's a basic straightforward sort of like explanation. I'll go through the calculation, how to work it out. Jazakallah khair, make dua for me and my family, inshallah. May Allah make things easy for you. Yeah, I was actually thinking today about starting Hifz of Quran. I was thinking, should I start it? Should I start it? But it's a big commitment. I want to start Hifz of Quran. Inshallah. One day, inshallah, before I die, I want to be Hafiz. Inshallah. That's my aim. That's one of my aims. Yeah. What's up? Do you think Ta'aleemul Islam is a good Masail book for first year students? I did this, all these books, they're just there for introduction. So if you want to expose someone to basic Masail, then yes, Ta'aleemul Islam would be good. I wouldn't really do it myself. I would recommend that book myself. I'd recommend rather them studying something like Maraqi Sa'adat or or Nur al-Idah or Fiqh Muyassar, something of that nature. But yeah, you can do that. Zahir Rashid, hi, in freelance, if we submit work as document, is it called ma'al? Ma'al? Do you mean like mal? Is that what you mean? I haven't understood your question. Are you asking the question, is it going to be recognized as a legitimate form of mal, wealth in Islam? Is that what you're asking? You asked viewers in one of the videos which position is stronger. I don't know how to find out. It was about repeating salah if done wudu with water where you don't know when the dead animal fell in. Or did I? Embarrassing now. I'm kind of contradicting myself. I don't even remember saying that. But yeah, just find the stronger position. That's your homework. Mahmoud Khan, I am facing problem with sihr. May Allah give you shifa. Unfortunately, I do not know how to cure sihr. You'll have to contact someone who is trained in that. And I haven't studied any jadoo breaking courses, unfortunately. Has memorizing Quran become easier after becoming proficient in Arabic? I think for me it would be. Yeah. But the only problem is like precision in memorization, that is going to be affected because now my mind is going to look for meaning rather than like exact word for word hifz. मैं फ्रीलांस में वेब पे प्रोजेक्ट पे मत करता हूँ और फिर मुझे यूनिवर्सिटी के प्रोजेक्ट भेज देते. Okay, I see. So basically, you're offering a service. So this depends on the contract itself. So it depends. और कुछ लोग इसकी कमाई हराम बोल. Okay, so are you? So basically, you're helping them cheat in the university. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So obviously that's like not really kind of ethically good thing to do. But the mal that you make from that, the wealth that you make from that, would be permissible because you're offering a service. So this comes under ijara of a service. So you're basically doing work for them and they're paying you for your service. Yeah, so the mal will be halal. Mal आपके लिए halal होगा, लेकिन मतलब वो अच्छा काम नहीं है, वैसे अच्छा काम नहीं है. I was thinking about memorizing Quran. I think one of the best ways is to just read it so much that you memorize it without. Yeah, I actually listen to Quran so much. Like I have probably listened to the Quran, I don't know how many times, dozens of times, cover to cover. And a lot of the ayats I can just say and I remember the next few words. So alhamdulillah. Yeah, so it's going to be usufruct. Yeah, it's going to be usufruct. Yeah, so basically it depends. What was the like? Let me give you some scenarios. Okay, if you came to me and you said to me, can you write my essay for me? All right, so I go, okay, I'll write your essay for you. I wrote the essay, did all my work. If that is considered to be like a type of service that you're providing, yeah, a type of service, then that is considered to be ijara. However, if you want a specific document, if you're asking me for a specific document, like you want like I don't know, a 10,000 word essay on the politics in Pakistan, then that would actually come under what we call istisna. This is istisna. Then that item would become mal itself. Then the item itself would become mal, right? So then it's no longer ijara anymore. You're not paying me for the work I put into it. You're actually paying me for the document itself. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's that. Okay. So Zaid, what I think you're just like asking the question in small little breakups. What you need to do is send an email in to me with full explanation of exactly what's happening. Yeah, because at the moment you're just writing one line, and I'm not getting the full picture. So send an email, inshallah, and in the week I'll have a look at it. Okay, I'm gonna go off Instagram. So Instagram people, ahlan wa sahlan. Take care, inshallah, and I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, Allah. Yeah, email is at the bottom there. Can you see it? Learning. No, that one. Irfan Suhail wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan. Yeah, so anyway, I will see you guys. Sal is watching this. Ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan. Who's that? Who's watching? Oh, my mom's watching. Sange. More. Khaye. The khaye. My mom's watching this, by the way, guys. So I gotta be good. Yeah, I gotta act like good. You riding Sunday, inshallah. Inshallah, why not, my brother? Why not? Why not? Are you riding? That's the question. Are you riding? And what's the different distance? What's the distance so I can mentally prepare myself? I was actually thinking of Rosalinston. I was thinking, you know what, that'd be a good ride, But then I'm thinking, I don't know, the weather's gonna be like windy and then rainy and okay. Anyway, guys, take care. I will see you guys next time, and hopefully, inshallah, tomorrow actually live stream Q&A at night time, and I will see you guys. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.